I had a fantastical Friday, and have so much to say after all these hours of waiting to talk that I'm not really sure when you're going to be talking at all in this episode.
That works for me, dude.
I'm glad. Look at that. We're off to such a nice, copious little start there.
Now on, just point to when I should talk then.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, my day, on just 3 hours of sleep, I woke up at 10 a.m. Right, off to a good start.
I'm sorry. So 7 o'clock.
Yes.
You have problems,
So,
kid. I know I was going to
woke up
talk.
at
I'm
10
interrupting.
a.m. I woke up at 10 a.m. today on 3 hours of sleep to Maya viciously barking and losing her mind over mom having the church ladies over. But it was kind of terrific because even though the whole Maya, whining and being annoying was a bit of a drag and might, to the meeker, maybe even ruin the whole morning, I was actually pretty content because what I was doing while, noon mass was being delivered downstairs and the sermons and whatnot between all this religious folk.
It was a Seder.
Yeah, it was a Seder. As they had a Seder downstairs watching fucking God's Not Dead with Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, I didn't know he was in there. That's funny.
Me neither. Once I found out, I couldn't stop laughing. But no, so I was smoking, but I was smoking conscientiously. So I was in the bathroom smoking with the fan on. So I kept retreating to the bathroom to smoke, right? And it was actually kind of clutch with all that shit because I was able to look at myself in the mirror while smoking, which is not a common occurrence for me.
Really helped bring your technique out.
I really like doing that. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool, especially at 10 a.m. on a Friday morning where it's like I have that morning skinny going on. So I'm looking good, looking back at myself like, I look pretty decent right now. I look pretty cool.
Were you shirtless too, just checking everything out?
I was not shirtless, honestly, but my shirt, I had it tucked in earlier. I came across that crossroads. Like, I'll tuck in my shirt for a minute. And I was like, I look kind of good. I was just looking at myself. It's pretty nice. So that was the start of it, really. And then that, that delicate morning was, we continued down that path where I was like, you know what, today's it starts off on a weird thing. I didn't think I'd be spending 3 hours, 4 hours sitting in a room with Maya while, people found Jesus Christ below me.
No, they found Hercules.
That's true. They found Kevin Sorbo. And so I was like, you know what? It's early in the morning. I'm already stoned somehow.
Well, you went to bed at 7 o'clock in the morning from smoking all night.
Yes.
So you really never stopped being stoned. You kind of just woke up.
I honestly had like a 3 hour high nap and then woke up and I was like, I should just keep being high.
Yeah, you just woke. Yeah.
But come to think of it though, especially with that morning skinny I mentioned earlier, it's a pretty fun combo. I still haven't eaten anything today. I've just been smoking all day. You know how great I feel?
Also, I feel like after a while you don't get hungry at all.
No, you just get completely content. It's like that. It's like the runners have and say, mile 10 you're dead, but mile 15 you're like, I feel great. Yeah. It's the same thing where it's like you eat, you don't eat, you feel starved, and you keep not eating. Like, I feel fine. I don't need to eat at all. Food's stupid. Like, I don't want it at all. But then I was like, since I'm already in this lackadaisical state of mind, I was like, since I'm in this lackadaisical state of mind, I'm in no state of mind to make any decision for myself. Okay. Right? Yeah. So I was like, I'm not gonna go, do the same old dance and go search through some apps and be like, oh, what should I watch this? Turn it on, back out. Should I watch this? Should I watch this? Should I watch this? Should I watch this? And then I was like, do I really want to go watch people be annoying on YouTube? And I was like, no, I don't really want to do that either. So you know what I want to do? I'm just gonna leave it up to fate, right? I'm gonna go to the Stone Age way. The Stone Age way of the Stone Age, okay? And I'm going to just watch whatever Friday morning programming looks like, right? Okay. And there's so much, again, now this journey down television, there's so many, I don't even know where to jump off at first. I think we're going to start off with where it started off with,
That makes sense.
And go with TNT, deciding that, well, it's Friday at 10 o'clock, so if we have like a 3 hour block here, we should just air Charmed. Turns out, first off, that Charmed is the greatest show of all time, I guess. I mean, if you asked me even a mere 15 minutes before I started watching it, I would have been like, oh, it's all right, I guess. And I also, keep in mind, would have had, if you didn't just ask me, is it good, and you asked me to at all explain to what the show is actually like, I would have been dead wrong in every sense of the word.
Here's what I think the show's about.
Sure.
It's about 3 sister witches who get
So far, we're on the same page, and yes, that's accurate.
And they get into...
Can you name 3 witches?
I think one's Phoebe, right?
Correct. Who's Phoebe? Let's do a little trivia.
I think Phoebe is either Holly Maureen Combs or Shannon Daughtery.
Okay. It's actually Alyssa Milano. So that's incorrect.
Okay. There's a Phoebe.
There is a Phoebe.
There's 2 other ones, and then there's a fourth sister that comes around later on, and Kaylee Cuoco. One of them's name is Kaylee.
Right. So you're not guessing their names at all?
I thought I knew the names. Apparently, Phoebe's the one that stuck out to me.
So how about this? How about I say the name and you tell me which actress it is?
Makes sense.
Okay. Who we established Phoebe is Alyssa Milano, right?
Which I never would have guessed. Obviously, I literally said the only 2 actresses.
You literally said the other 2 options. You had 3 to choose from, and you said the other 2 with confidence, and you were confident it wasn't her. Milano. Turned out it was Alyssa Milano. All right. Prue.
Oh, Prue is
Take your time.
Shannon
You don't gotta rush. Take your time.
No, it's
Figure
Shannon
it out.
Daughtery.
You think so? Because you were also pretty sure a second ago that Shannon Daughtery
but that's
was
definitely the name that stops being there after a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So then by default, Piper.
That
Holly Marie Combs.
Angel guy that would like fade
Holly
into
Marie Combs. No. That's Leo, you idiot.
Oh.
Leo, by the way, I was very wrong what he was when he brings to the show as well. I learned so much today.
Was Leo the guy with the long hair you sent the snap of? That's not who I'm thinking of.
No. That guy, I think, is the guy who has sex with Samantha in Sex and the City. I think. It's that guy. I think it's the guy who makes out with Scotty in that one episode of Brothers and Sisters.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was that guy. That's hilarious.
I think it's that guy. I don't know. Honestly, so I thought... What's the thing about Charmed? What do you think Charmed is about? How do you think Charmed episodes went?
I kind of thought it was like a cop procedural almost.
It is. I wasn't aware of that.
Just with 3 witch sisters.
I always kind of thought it was like Buffy... But I didn't realize that everything that's charming about Buffy, Charmed, coincidentally enough, fails at being charming in.
I don't know. What I saw is pretty fucking charming.
No. Listen, okay. I don't want to just say there's no merit here, okay? It succeeds in a lot of... No, it's not, okay? It's charming in the sense that how dated it is, okay? And how bombastically crazy it is, because the show's outrageous. It's not... My point was that Buffy's at least a good quality show, even though it's like a little lame sometimes. It's like, it's a good story. I'm enjoying it. Charmed is fucking backwards. Makes no sense, okay? First off, the real first off, actually, okay, I feel like now I'm an expert to talk about the second half of season 2 now pretty confidently, okay?
How many did you watch? Just
like
3?
5, 4, okay. 5, 3, 4. I don't know. I got pretty sucked into it. I watched the second half of season 2. Like, they came back from their break. I was watching that on out.
Wow.
So I was like really in the, right in the mix of it, okay? Like the effects are god awfully horrible in every sense of the word. Every moment they could have done anything at all, I was shocked by how bad it looked.
Really?
And I know it's like, it's a product of the time.
Was there anything charming for the product? No.
It was like David Lynch, the Twin Peaks: The Return effects, but it was like worse.
Gotcha.
Because they probably thought it looked good. David Lynch knows it looks bad. And it was like, and they used the magic in weird times. Like there was a part where like Prue decided she needed to like get the vial of blood, but she was talking to the doctor. So instead of just like being an old person, like getting her, having Phoebe grab it, she like used her witch powers to make it float to her without him noticing. It's like, that's way riskier than anything else you could have possibly done.
Why can't you just make it appear to you?
And then like there's also really bad editing as far as like the way it cuts. There's a bunch of like micro flashes that cuts at people's faces for no reason.
Nice. But
the real annoying part is the sound effects. Whenever there's something like witchy going on, like we should probably have like a cue, like it's a dream sequence, so people know it's witchy stuff's happening right now. And like the first episode I watched was about like Cupid. I don't know. This guy was a douchebag. This guy he's like, I missed the first 5 minutes, so maybe it all makes sense. So I caught it 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
And Phoebe's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's like, "Would it sound crazy if I said I was Cupid?"
No, it sounds really fucking
stupid. And then he's like, "That's probably what it's like. That's the colloquial term for what I am." He's like, "There's a bunch of us. We all work in a series of things that create love around the world." And it's like, okay.
Wait a second. You sent me some snap before, and I only watched something because someone was just too fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Is that the guy who's
in the
like,
Reds?
Oh God, I can't hit this. There's not enough love
We're gonna
out
get
there.
To
Is that who that
There's
was?
not enough love. So he's Cupid, and then the villain of the episode.
Not for nothing. If you're gonna have Cupid, can he be a hot guy?
I honestly, this entire show is proving just to have less than attractive men that just be probably as like, that guy's hot. Like, that guy looks average as fuck.
I never understood that with shows in the 90s. You get gorgeous women.
Genius writers, Robbie.
And you have the just worst looking guys.
It's the guys who are in the writers' room.
Yeah,
we're like, we're not even projecting. Like, we're going to set this new standard. We're going to convince them this is what they like.
Going to convince every hot chick out there she wants a non-hot
guy. You want
an
average guy. In every sense of the word.
That's why I was such bad luck with chicks. I'm too hot. And
right,
TV's
exactly.
where they need average
guys.
Exactly. That's the problem.
But no, so this guy is like Cupid.
God, it was so stupid.
And there's like the anti-Cupid, who's his villain, who he can sense.
The story of Cupid walking around is dumb enough.
Cupid is walking around, and there's anti-Cupid, and Cupid can sense anti-Cupid being near because he has some throwaway line where, like, when he's around, he's like, the difference between love and hate is a very, very gray area. And it's like, okay, jerk off. God damn, making everything bigger than it really is, right? Mm-hmm. And then we get to see the villain, right? And then when we're introduced to the villain is this random ass couple. They're like, oh, Billy, you're the sweetest. You're so fucking amazing. And he's like, Belinda, I feel the same about you, right? And the whole mwah, mwah, right? He gives her a bouquet of flowers, and she's like, oh, Tom, right, whatever. And
then when he smacks
her, then they have this guy, they have the villain of the show who's just being green screened in, so like he's like behind them, but not really. And he's in a leather jacket. He looks like he's dressed like Rufus from fucking Bill and Ted, but he looks exactly like Dennis Miller. It's Dennis Miller's fucking understudy.
Oh, really? Like beard and everything?
Beard, hair, voice, delivery.
Are you sure it wasn't just Dennis
Miller? I'm almost
Miller?
Positive it wasn't, but if you told me it was, I'd be like, you know what? I didn't look it up. It could have been Dennis Miller, okay? It's fucking batshit crazy.
Let's say it is Dennis Miller for a second.
From here on out, I'm only referring to him as Dennis Miller.
Fine.
Dennis
Miller. How cool if Norm was the other Cupid?
Dennis Miller is walking around, okay, behind these people, and as they just profess their love for one another, all he has to do is he goes to the girl's ear, and he's like, "You think he cares about you? He's not even. He's actually fucking wants to get back with his wife. He doesn't care about you."
Nice.
And then he walks it over the guy, and he's like, "You think she likes you for you? All she wants you for is your bank account, bro." Dump this bitch. and then Cupid yang, he flies away. And then the thing that happens, it cuts back to them now in real time. And he's like, you know what, up yours. And they just fucking hate each other immediately.
Did they do that thing that the witches do where they just freeze everybody? So everybody was frozen, he was walking around.
No, they don't do that. No, I thought they all did that. No. That's where only Piper can do that. They all have things that only one of them can do.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Prue is the one who can like have telekinesis, but she's also discovering her astral projection powers.
Which one's that one again? That's Shannon Daughtery?
Shannon Daughtery. She's discovering her astral projection powers, which comes into play in the episode and is cheesy as fuck. And I also, when they showed it to me, I was unaware of this path she's been on. So when I was trying to compute what the fuck they were visually explaining to me, I was like, I'm sorry, what just happened? And then I think they knew it was jarring because then once the gang catches back up to her, the guy's like, what just happened? They're like, she astral projected. Like they're even explaining it back. And it's like, okay, so I didn't miss anything. This is just fucking makes no sense.
So Phoebe's Alyssa Milano, and she does. Oh, we didn't get to her power.
I don't know what she does.
Yeah, she's just
I think
super
she's just really hot.
Yeah, her power is just looking perfect no matter what's going on.
No, I think her power. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's genuinely one of those things where it's like the lame power in a movie where it's like this person has super strength, this person has super speed, but you have like a really great mind, or you have like a really great heart.
She's a really
great
fashion sense.
I think she's supposed to be like I don't know what her power is. The show is also batshit crazy in the sense that they were like,
only one can freeze everybody.
Only, and they yell out to the people to do the other things.
That's
so like.
Weird.
There's a part where she's like, Piper, and then Piper's like, bing, and she freezes everything.
I wish I remember what Captain Planet used to say with the rings. That would have been a pretty good reference.
Yeah. So the first episode is this Cupid thing and Dennis Miller, and then what happens is Dennis Miller sees them coming, and they all lock eyes, and they have the dialogue where Phoebe's like, "You think he recognizes us?" And then he runs away. So then Piper's like, "I think he does."
Nice.
And then as they go to chase after him,
that's some
and also they're only like
maybe
30 yards behind him, 40 yards with the angle. And instead, I'm like, okay, they're gonna go after him on foot. I feel like they're witches; they could probably do something. And not to mention, the entire time they're looking for this guy, after he's doing the whole like, I'm ruining relationships thing, is he hates love, right? They keep having this lame ass dialogue where Phoebe's like, "Yeah, no, I have the potion." He's like, "You sure the potion's gonna work?" She's like, "Yeah, the potion's definitely gonna work." They keep saying the word potion and shit. It's really bad.
Yeah, but didn't Buffy do the other thing where they said elixir for everything?
I don't know. It might as well have. Fucking. So then, as they're 40 yards behind him, I just see I see Prue just like go blue and like a beam of light, and then like she's there and she's right behind the guy, and she's like, "Hey," and she hits him with a stick and he knocked out. And I was like, "Wait, what just happened?" And then once they catch up to her, she's all like, so what happens? They don't catch up to her. She teleports back to them, and she like faints and like, "What's going on?" It's like, she astral projected. And then they run to the guy.
That's not how astral projection works.
And then they run to the guy who she hit with the piece of wood, and he's just laying on the ground there. Like I said, he wasn't far away, so she jumped ahead 30 yards.
So she could have just thrown it from where she was standing in the first place.
Dude, and she's the one who has levitation power. She could have just taken that log from where she was and hit him with, but they wanted to have some cool astral projection thing, okay? That shit's crazy. Then they think they keep using the word, what's the word for when you put a demon back into hell? It's like, not eviscerate.
Evicted?
No. What?
I have no idea what you're looking for.
Oh my god. They kept using the fucking word. It was so goddamn annoying. I hate you. This is the one time I need you to talk.
All right, well, I'm going to talk while you're looking this up. Fucking, I don't necessarily buy that astral projection is real even remotely, but it definitely doesn't work the way this show's trying to say it does based on what everyone fucking claims about astral projection. You can't just... That's teleportation, her power. That's not... Astral projection means your body's here and your spirit's elsewhere.
Yes.
Doesn't sound like that's what you just described. It sounds like she teleported like Nightcrawler.
Yeah. What she did.
In school, I had to write a story for something for an art class. So I was like, whatever, I'm just going to write some bullshit story for the art class. My professor was like, I think you're going a little too loose with the rules here and how these things work. And I was like, dude, fuck you. This is a dumb art class. Why am I even writing this story? However, though, I couldn't just do a dumb story for him because I involved astral projection. That's why I'm talking about this. I had astral projection in my stories. That's not how it works. I'm like, okay, fine. It's an art class. Yeah. I'm making a fucking piece.
You have to respect the limitations of astral projection and what we know about it today.
At college, where we fucking dressed up as superheroes from our art class because that's the education system, I couldn't make up a story as loose with the rules, but Charm can make it up as they go.
They can. And honestly, was that you finishing up your point?
Yeah.
Because I found the word I was looking for. Nice. They kept saying the word vanquished.
Oh, okay.
They kept saying we vanquished him.
Vanquished
and
these
for the
demons.
whole episode, like a couple, right? So what happens is he gets pulled. They do some magic shit, and he just like no, and he falls through a black hole and it just sinks into the ground. But he's wearing some ring that glows green when it happens, and no one thinks to even question it. They're just like, I guess he had a green ring on that happened to glow when he died.
That'd be the first thing I questioned.
That's what I would, and also, it wasn't just a green ring. First of all, he was wearing all black with an emerald ring.
Was glowing?
But now, that's my point. Not, if it was just wearing all black with that green ring, it's just a fashion piece. But it's like, no. It fucking lit up the guy. It was already daytime and it became brighter.
Maybe it was a mood ring.
Maybe it was a mood ring. Maybe since he was dying, it was very like, oh shit. Right, yeah. But no, so they kept saying, but then for the next like 20 minutes of the episode, some little things be happening. Like, they're like, wait, I thought we fixed this. I thought we fixed this problem. And then Phoebe kept being like, guys, are we sure we fixed it? And Prue and fucking Piper could not stop saying, Phoebe, we vanquished him. Stop.
I feel like that's the trajectory for every episode.
We vanquished him. We vanquished him. We vanquished him.
Nice.
We vanquished him.
For those of you who can't see, Alex is doing a little strut with his pelvis every time he says we vanquished him.
We vanquished him from the left to the right.
It's pretty funny.
Fucking. And they kept saying it, and I kept being like, hey, first off, not only is it now ever so clear that you did not vanquish him, as if first off they were
Should they know a little bit better about how vanquishing works?
The dumbest part is it's not even me making that. That's not even me making the logical jump to deduce that. They're literally showing us that the guy's not dead. But they're having the characters be like, we vanquished him.
Yeah, was it one of those things where like only the audience knows about this, or the characters are being way too stupid to think this is?
They're being way too dumb. Like they're because what he's doing is going people's ears, making them fight, right? Mm-hmm. And literally, so they go to the 3P. Okay, 3P is the nightclub they own for Piper, Prue, and I know my mind was blown too.
What?
They walked into this place. Listen to this. Okay, here's the journey I went on. Okay, they walked into this knockoff Bronze from Buffy.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's this shitty nightclub they're at? Okay. And then the next episode they were there again, and I was like, wow, this is a set piece. And then the third episode, I'm like, wow, they're there again. And the fourth episode, I'm like, wait, why are they there? Wait, they're cleaning. Do they own this place?
Oh, that's why no one was in that fucking thing you sent me?
I'm like, do they own this place?
Dude, I was watching, like, this is the cheesiest this is supposed to be a nightclub and no one's there with the fucking cast?
I didn't realize 4 episodes in they own the place, okay? So earlier in the episode, the Cupid episode...
Is this power at the nightclub?
It is. They cut back to them at the nightclub, okay? And Phoebe's single because she's turning off love, which is why she wants to just absolutely... She's just begging Cupid to fucking fuck her at the island counter, okay?
That guy's not even
ridiculous.
hot.
I know. And he keeps saying, you're not attracted to me. You're just... he's like, you're attracted to what I represent. And he keeps doing it over and over again. And he keeps saying weird shit to her. What?
I'm going to try that one.
He keeps saying weird shit to her too, where she's like, love hasn't worked out in the past. And he's like, you should hate, he's like, don't hate the message just because the messenger gave it to you the wrong way. It's the messenger, so not the message.
He's
so like, he's like, I'm so true. No, dude, literally, during the scene, they're making a potion. They keep saying the word potion, right? And she's whisking it with a whisk, okay? But instead of whisking it like a whisk where you go left and right, she's going up and down like she's jerking off the whisk.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then he comes up behind her and starts showing, he's like, this is how you whisk something. And they do the scene from, they do the scene from Ghost and everything.
No way.
And he's like telling her how to do, he's saying all these sweet things in her ear about like, love is love. And she's like, oh my god, and she falls into him, and he's like, no, I can't, blah 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 blah, and he's like, you just want love is what you're realizing you need, okay? So now she's suddenly turned on to the idea of love because apparently she's against love the entire time.
How old is she in the show? 26.
I have no idea.
Fucking get over yourself.
So what happens is though, then she goes to the nightclub they own, and Phoebe goes to the nightclub with Cupid, and Prue's there with her hot boyfriend.
Oh, there is a hot guy in the show?
No, I'm sorry. Prue's there with her not hot boyfriend, and Piper's there with her hot boyfriend.
These are such dumb names. I can't keep track of who's
Prue is dating fucking You the Man, Steve, from fucking Night at the Roxbury, and it's the funniest thing in the world. I cannot stop picturing.
Dude, when you said that, I thought he was just in that episode. He's a cast member.
He's in like 9 episodes, okay? He's like her boyfriend.
Damn it! Son of a bitch!
I just got Fs.
It's my report card.
It's my report card. I just got Fs on it.
Guy's actually hilarious.
Hey, look, you got 1A.
Would you make fun of a guy in a wheelchair? Who's the sick fuck that did this?
Woo, that's my girlfriend. Yeah, she sucked my dick.
Hey, stop it!
Are you trying to mess with me right now, bro?
Best lay I ever had.
Hey, shut the fuck up down there.
That dude's hilarious, actually.
He's in the episode.
Is he funny in the show?
He's funny, but he's not. He's funny, but his character's not funny. He's funny.
He's just funny.
He's just funny, that guy, okay? Also, I found out his name was, I already forgot what it was. It was something so outrageously douchey, I don't even want to remember. It was like Lachlan.
But he's always in the worst movies, and that guy's genuinely funny. He should be in better movies.
Dude, Will Ferrell did not take him up like he should have. Dude, Will Ferrell should have had, like, the way Adam Sandler gives, his scraps to all of his friends, Will Ferrell should have had that guy in every single movie with him.
He was just too...
Instead of having fucking Seth Rogen be the stupid fucking football coach, imagine if that guy was the football coach, dude.
You're not looking, the suits are pretty fucked up.
Now I think about it, the suits are pretty fucked up!
That guy's funny. God damn it!
Yeah, he's just...
Son of a bitch! Instead of Seth Rogen's dumb, I can taste it. Because Seth Rogen's ability to create comedy is the same as me fucking pissing in a cup. It's not funny, it's worthless.
It's second to none. The show is also super quippy. That's what Phoebe, I think that might be Phoebe's superpower, is just being quippy. Because she always just throws in a little line here. And then, like I said, Holly Marie Combs can do the time-stopping thing.
Is she an activist at all in this show, or no?
No, okay. Her character isn't. She might have been at the time. I don't know. Also, when she first meets Cupid, she's like... God,
it's so... I keep forgetting
she's like, you look so familiar. Do I know you? And he's like, in a sense.
Everybody knows me.
Literally, honestly, the character sucks, and the only way and the writing was terrible. And I never thought I would say this, but the only way they could have redeemed it is if they had Jorah from Game of Thrones playing him.
I'm just Cupid, Khaleesi.
If he was like, her name's fucking Phoebe. He'd be like, Phoebe.
The Dothraki don't have a word for that, Phoebe.
He wouldn't say Dothraki, you idiot. He's Cupid.
I can't do the voices. I say things from Game of Thrones.
But she's making her potion. She's doing the ghost thing. And also, as she's whisking the fucking potion.
Which I never made a potion, but
I don't know.
whisking?
I thought it'd be like, I thought it'd be like pipettes.
Yeah, wouldn't
and
it be
like
something
a
else
cauldron,
going on? Yeah.
Not a mixing
Whisking?
bowl and a whisk. But I guess they're trying to have, like, it's the naughty 90s, dude. It's just some fucking, like, chill, Sex in the City, women living in a house together, cooking up stuff. Yeah, exactly. But, like, as she's mixing it, and she's mixing it very aggressively and incorrectly using a whisk as if it's a fucking potato masher.
Exactly.
When that's happening, the sound editor just decided to go bananas, and he was like, yeah, what if I even make this more suggestive? And he's like, what if I just add, like, a slight just...
What is she supposed to be doing? Whisking?
Whisking a potion. But
all you hear is what whisking is? Because whisking doesn't make that kind of sound.
Apparently it does.
And you also don't
it's
jab
literally
it.
watching a softcore porno, okay? That's what we're doing. It's just a very, very softcore one of that. The scene got very sensual. It was fucking wild, okay? And then, like I said, don't confuse the messenger with the messenger nonsense. And then he says the message is, you got to listen to the message if it comes from the heart. And he's like, I know a lot about the heart. It's
Shut
like,
up.
Ha ha ha. And also, the fact that they had to do the Smallville approach, where like, well, he obviously can only wear red in all the scenes he's in because he's Cupid.
That makes sense. So was Anti-Cupid like a dark red?
No, Anti-Cupid was Dennis Miller wearing black.
Oh, yeah,
he was dressed like Rufus. He was in a black leather with a fucking collar up.
Party on, dudes.
Party on, dudes. And then the next episode's even better, because the next episode is about fucking Piper like going into a coma. And then they do this weird. They're trying to figure out how to save her, and then the doctor's like, "We can't save her at all. She's gonna die." And it's so very cheesy. Rushed. And the guy's, it's a horrible bedside manner. He literally does the whole entire. He's like, Are you a betting man?
Yeah, sure.
Well, we're talking about some bets. If we're taking bets on Phoebe making it and surviving, I would place all of my money on on her dying, in fact.
I remember the next line. I can't.
All right, well, that's how he acted to her. And then it's ridiculous. Okay, this episode was fucking so much crazier than the previous one was just weird. This is
the next episode?
Next episode.
From the snaps that you sent, I thought this was like 6 episodes later. I realized
maybe it was. I don't know. I really lost time. I just want to watch like a bunch of them. They all kind of blurred together. Oh. They all kept getting weird. You know what I will say, though, before I tear apart this episode, I'll compliment it, right? Holly Marie Combs, all time, never seen anything like it before. The way her natural God-given gift to run her hand through her hair and fix it casually while having a conversation.
Really?
Never experienced anything like it. I was watching her do it, and I was like, wow, that was fucking hot. And then she'd get like, whoa. And she'd be like, damn. And then the fourth time, I'm like, this is crazy how many times she's doing this in one scene. And she just kept fixing her hair. Her hair way nicer than fucking Shannon Dottery's hair, literally whatever, okay? Alyssa Milano's hair, cute, sure. Holly Marie Combs never would have guessed it. Like I said today, if you told me before I watched it, talk about who has the nicest hair, never in a million years would I have said Holly Marie Combs. Turns out, without a doubt, 1,000%.
Really?
Her running her hand through her hair may have changed me on a fucking just every kind of level it possibly could.
That was actually the pitch for the show.
Ignited a flame within me, okay? But the episode still sucked. So what happened in the episode, besides the whole...
Did she get enough of these going on, or no?
I think she did have a lot of those. I think the really crazy thing, though, is she has really dark hair, and they keep making her wear all black clothing, and she's wearing a black choker.
I miss chokers.
Dude, she's wearing a black choker.
That's such a good thing in fashion.
And she has, like, her hair is so smooth. And again, Shannon Dottery kind of looks like it's like flat iron dried out a lot of the time.
Yeah. That's actually. And
Alyssa Milano's, again, it's like she's got pigtails. That's awesome. But like, this woman's hair is off the chain, right?
Well, for all the great qualities that Alyssa Milano has, I don't think anyone's ever listed her hair as the top quality.
I know. But here we are talking about
Holly Marie Combs' hair is at the top of the top.
It really fucking is. Holly Marie Combs, there's also a part, dude, where they have her literally, she's wearing a black sheer top with a black bra. And it's like, this show should have never been canceled.
Well, that fucking denim short top was insane.
The denim, that was the weirdest thing. The fact that Phoebe's walking around wearing a denim crop top, but then close to my way, that's a button. I'm like, she's wearing denim shorts as a t-shirt.
She's resourceful.
Maybe that's her superpower.
She doesn't let anything go to waste.
She's really resourceful. I never even would have put that together, but that's probably what it is. She's just super, super, super resourceful.
Everyone's like, God, we're in a real jam here. Can Phoebe be resourceful for once and get us out of this predicament, please? Can you use your powers of resourcefulness, Phoebe?
Yeah. That adds up.
The astral projection is not going to get us out of this one.
The astral projection and time stopping, like your Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, is not going to do anything. It's also definitely where the idea came from, because she does it. I swear to God,
she doesn't do tea
under her. No, she just and she fucking freezes time. But I swear to God, it's like, you know how Obi-Wan complains about how I kept doing the whole Jedi noises. I guarantee there was at least one take where they said time stop, and everyone's like, ah. It's the exact same effect, and that's probably where the idea came from, right?
I'm cool with all of them having special powers, but freezing time feels like it should be like all witches can do this. And also, I've seen episodes throughout the years. She doesn't freeze time like everything in Earth stands
only in her area.
Whoever's just So why could they all do that?
When Dennis Miller was running away from them before
why did she just freeze him?
Before they thought of that, before Prue astral projected her way to fix the issue, Phoebe was like, "When you think he recognizes us?" And then Piper was like, yeah, I think he does. And then Phoebe was like, quick, Piper, freeze him. And then she's like, he's too far, he's out of range. And then she
she said that.
And then that's when the astral projection
I'm getting 2 bars, I can't do it.
Exactly, that's what it was. But no, really, even though I have all these complaints about the show, I'm going to tear apart this episode. Like I said, when I realized that when Holly Marie Combs ran her hand through her hair for the 17th time in the fucking all black with the choker and everything else, I realized that all of my complaints were just completely short-sighted and very misogynistic of me, and this is actually a beautiful show about female empowerment and everything else. And it's actually should be really championed amongst all generations and all people of all folks and all cultures.
That's what they were going for. I'm glad you saw that.
And then right after I had that realization, it was just further proved when fucking Phoebe runs out in a blue turtleneck crop top and miniskirt combo, and I just really doubled down. I was like, yeah, you know what? I've given this show too much slack over the years. It's actually top quality TV, and I don't even need to check. I'm just going to assume that it won a ton of Golden Globes and Emmys.
I think we should stop. And just go watch Charmed.
And I think the other thing, too, that I really forgot to sell, really, is the fact that not only is Holly Marie Combs so gifted at running her hand through her hair.
Why does she even have the freezing time ability if she's got that power?
Don't think she needs to freeze time, because she freezes time without doing that.
Phoebe can just be resourceful, which most humans can do.
Time ceases to fucking go and continue and to tick and everything else when she does that. And the part I forgot to somehow mention until now is not only does she fucking do that thing, her hand through her hair, she does like the slightest sucking in her lower lip. And it's like, holy shit, who taught you that one? That must have been that was like a look where it's like, that look was not organic. That was practiced in front of a mirror many a time for this cat. Like, I'm gonna look cute on camera today. And boy, oh boy, did it work. But again, unfortunately, even with the amazing fashion sense, the absolute 90s appeal and everything else, and just, again, at the end of the day, okay, I'm a man, okay, what can I say? I like looking at good-looking ladies, okay?
Yeah.
Fucking, at the end of the day, though, the episode, again,
that's understandable.
There were a few complaints I had, you know? If you really do take away how awesome it is, and you look at the actual just storytelling, it's like, well, this is a weird episode. So what happens is, Piper goes into a coma. Again, didn't really see how that happened. Somehow I missed that part of the episode. I keep missing the first 5 minutes. Like, I think I just keep drifting off. I think because the fact that the theme song is just the weirdest video of all time.
I don't remember the theme video at all.
Me neither. Again, I thought it would have been like a whole like fast.
In my mind, it's like the Covenant,
like the Buffy thing. But instead, it's like, what if we just do like 6-second shots of everything in the city and every person who's in the show with weird white text over it? I thought the Morrissey song was the sound.
It is the Morrissey song, but it's not Morrissey.
No, but it's not even that. Maybe because it's syndicated, they lost the rights to the song or something.
Oh, really?
Because they were playing some generic like.
That's gross. That's really gross.
Yeah, it's like, this is not the song I remember listening to on that show.
It's a shitty cover of How Soon Is Now by Love Spit Love, I think's the name of the band.
Wow. Look at you coming in handy for once, man.
It's a psychedelic first singer.
2 for 2, man.
Yeah.
There's the fucking color commentary we're looking for.
Boom. But there's a flavor.
There's a flavor. But what's happening, okay, is the fact that she
is the doctor episode?
Yes.
Okay.
She's in a coma. And the doctor's hilarious how bad he is.
The one snap you sent me, I wanted to talk about when you're done because that was pretty funny.
What happens is she's in a coma. And again, I missed how she's in the coma, okay? And this was also the first episode where Leo was back in it, the guy who's the angel.
Like the angel guy or whatever. Yeah, I hate that guy.
I hate him too, dude.
He ends up with Holly Marie Combs at the end.
He's in like the entire series.
You know who else is in this show? I'm pretty sure it's Alyssa Milano's boyfriend in the show. Take 2 guesses at who this guy is.
Yes, the guy we saw on Broadway.
No.
Yes.
No, in that episode, maybe. He's not the guy I'm thinking of.
The guy from fucking Rescue Me.
No, the guy from Nip Tuck, who's fucking Victor Von Doom.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking idiot.
He's like a demon, I think. I think he's like a demon, though.
Yeah, and he gets with one of the sisters. I think he's with fucking Alyssa Milano. Because one's with the angel, one's with the demon. It's so deep.
He's apparently not an angel. He's a light guardian or something.
Yeah, something stupid.
It's ridiculous.
An angel, but the show's changing it.
And then he's a throwaway line where he's like, I got my wings clipped. To say it in terms you'd understand. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Somebody ring a bell for this guy.
Stop doing that. Stop saying things in an offhand way and then being like, so you humans can get it. It's like, fuck off. It's really annoying. What happens
especially is
she's suddenly in a coma. I don't know why. I didn't think to rewind it, right? She's in a coma, and the doctor's straight up like, bitch is not surviving this.
Okay.
So then they're like, all right, we need to turn to magic. And then that's what Prue says. And Phoebe, the voice of reason.
In the first place?
Because Phoebe, the voice of reason, who turned out to be right yet again, is like...
And Phoebe's the one in the coma?
No, Piper is.
Which one's Piper again?
Piper's Holly Marie Combs.
God, just call them their actual names. These are
Holly
dumb
Marie
names.
Combs is in...
Now stick with the fucking fake names. It's funnier if I can't keep up.
Piper is in a coma. Prue, as a last resort, wants to fucking... First, she wants to get the light guardian, Leo, to come heal her. And Phoebe's like, she said not to get Leo. She doesn't want him involved because they broke up, right?
Is this season 2?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the drama's juicy.
It's crazy. So then they invite him anyway because she's like, well, I'd rather her be mad than dead. So then they invite him and like, I can't help you, sorry. And it's so dumb, too. They're like, how do we get a hang of him? And she's like, I don't even know. He just kind of always appears. And they're like, Leo. And he materializes.
Say his name 3 times in the mirror, he appears.
Then he materializes, and he's like, what's up, guys? And then like, you're here? He's like, yeah, I've been watching over things. Like, you know she's dying? He's like, yeah, I can't help. I can't do anything, though. And I wish it was Patrick Warburton. Yeah, no, I can't do anything. No. That's what I'm watching. Yeah. That'd be great.
What a freak. He's just standing there watching.
He's like, I can't do anything. I can't help. They told me I can't. The guy's upstairs. So then that's when they're like, oh, we're going to do magic. And then that's what Prue's idea is. And
power?
Phoebe, he's a light guardian.
What does that mean?
He can make it, apparently. He like put his hands on them and give them orgasms and shit. Oh, cool. I don't know. It's pretty cool, though.
That is pretty cool, actually. That's
pretty sick. It's cool power. I wouldn't turn it down. Someone said, hey, I can give you the serum
so much better.
in which you can just put your hand over and just create wonder sensations. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a fun hobby. I could probably practice that one.
So Leo's useless.
He is. So then Prue, being the witch that she is, she's like, fuck it. Let's come up with a spell, right? And Phoebe's like, Prue, we can't do that, okay? Don't you think if there was some sort of spell to cure sick people, there would have been one good witch who cured everyone of all their sickness?
No.
And then Prue doesn't respond, and it just goes to the scene of them doing it.
The dialogue's too stupid. I
don't know. Prue doesn't respond. Prue just looks at her, and then they're doing it. So I guess maybe Prue smacked her around, and that scene like a Cug is there. Like, that sends the wrong message. We've left the 80s. Now it's the 90s. We're actually trying to stray back from that whole domestic abuse is funny thing. We're kind of pulling the plug on that one. It's like, oh, interesting. Okay, so we won't have that scene. It's like, no. And it's actually like the 8th time we've had that conversation where you keep having these scenes with domestic violence, and we don't want it. Now, what network was it on? Like, fucking probably CW or something? There's no way that was a network. There's no way it was on like NBC or something.
I think it was WB.
WB, or I guess it probably got canceled before.
Or UPN. No, it was one of those type of networks.
One of those fake networks. But no, so then she's in a coma, and they do some spell, but the spell involves like some weird voodoo doll thing that's a ninja, and then they put it on her stomach, and they say the words, and the doctor goes to come in, but they're like, the doctor goes to come in, and he's like, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on around here? Right? So he storms in there, but then Phoebe's like, Prue! And then Prue does a bing, and she closes the door, and this is the hilarious part. So he's like, what the fuck was open? And he's just fucking like screaming, trying to open the door.
They closed it in front of him though. Didn't he see it closed?
He opened it. What the hell's going on in here?
And they just immediately shut it.
It's like it's jammed, right? And then they finish their spell
potion.
And then he walks in and he's like, hell's going on around here? And then since it's a comedy, I guess Prue has to respond, or I think Phoebe has. I think she's only saying she's the one who's always saying funny things.
Is that her power being funny?
I think it was Prue though. Prue's like, what's up, Doc? And it's like, guys, are you serious? She says, what's up, Doc?
That's hilarious.
That's insanity that you guys actually did that. You filmed it and you fucking released it that way.
That's actually really funny.
So then they have that throwaway line. But then when they were having that awesome fucking comedy back and forth between the two of them, they didn't notice that the fucking doll thing stood up, walked away, and just proceeded to fucking somehow become a part of the actual... It was alive and animated. It was live and animated, and for whatever reason was actually now an actual ninja that was walking around making all the people in the hospital sick by stabbing it with its katana. And again, just to clarify, this spell somehow caused them to have like a voodoo doll on top of their sister, and they did some spell with her, like everything that is asleep must come to wake to rise her from her slumber. And somehow that sickness that she had became a part of the ninja doll, who then snuck around the hospital and started making patients be sick by stab.
Is it an actual person at this point, or is
it's
the doll running around?
It's an actual doll running around.
That's great.
With eyes. The only fucking CGI they had to do was make eyes that blinked, which looks really bad. And it walks around and it's like, and it stabs. It's like a little fucking toy, and it's stabbing sleeping patients in their neck with a katana to make them sick. Wow. So then what happens is the doctor's like, we only had one case of this disease, and it's not contagious. It can't spread. We have 7 patients suddenly who have it in the hospital, so I'm quarantining this place. And he has them all being quarantined. They're all in lockdown, right? And he's straight up like, he comes in there, and he's all like, you can't keep us here. He's like, yeah, I actually can. Turns out the governor's pretty scared about this, so I can do whatever the fuck I want, right?
I wish they had the dialogue to say it just like this.
And he says to them, he's like, listen, okay? The fact that you're even alive right now, Piper, makes no sense medically to me, okay?
That's the part where the telegraph from the snap.
And he's like, you don't even have antibodies. You should be dead right now. And then Prue's like, don't you believe in a miracle?
Yeah, that's the exact scene I wanted to talk about.
Don't you believe in a miracle? And what does he say?
He says something stupid like, no one's ever survived this case. The only person that has is you. I need to do blood work stat. I can't let you escape to understand what's causing this or something along those lines.
And then she says about the whole, don't you believe in miracles? And he's like, honestly, I believe in miracles when there's science to back it up. I'm like, that's not what a miracle is. Yeah. That's the opposite of a miracle officially. You just declared that you said you believe in the opposite of miracles.
What's with these dumb fucking witches bringing their sister to the hospital in the first place? They just use magic to help her. Why are they even risking having to explain to this doctor and going with the whole cute, oh, hey, miracles happen? Obviously they don't. You did some weird satanic magic.
Well, that's the weird part, because then what happens is they discover it's the magic that's causing this, and now they have to put everything back to sleep the way it was. So then what happens is they do the spell again. Piper's like, you have to do it. Everyone's going to die. So they put Piper back into the coma, and the doctor runs back in. He's like, we have to treat her. And he's not asking questions as to why she's suddenly back in a coma. He literally just walked out the door.
Whole scientific reasoning thing.
He literally just walked out the door saying, you guys aren't going anywhere until I get some answers. 2 seconds pass. She's passed out in a coma. He's like, I don't know.
Who hit her?
I know. That's what I would have thought.
God damn it!
That's what I would have thought. That's what I would have thought. That's really what I would have thought. It's just, they're like, and again, I can't stress enough that it's literally a little ninja doll running around stabbing people. And the doctor, and the really funny thing too is the doctor discovers who they are because he's like, they show on TV. No, not the doctor. The boyfriend discovers, the hot boyfriend that Piper has discovers that he's contagious too because they mention on the news that owners of P3, the hot nightclub. I'm like, oh my God. Not only do they own a nightclub, but like it's a popular nightclub that's talked about in the news, and they're referred to as the owners of the P3 nightclub.
That's really dumb.
It might have been 3P. But I don't know. It might have been P3 as well. 3P is probably better, but I think it's P3.
You know, all these stories...
As in, just to clarify, Piper, Prue, and Phoebe. Because they sat down, they were like,
the 3Ps.
Well, what should we call it? It's like, well, no, there's 3 of us. We all get a vote. Yeah. And then she's like, all right, just write down, we'll all write down our things. They write down P, they write down P, they write down P. Like, can't tell whose vote is who because you didn't write Phoebe or Piper. We all wrote P. And she's like, yeah, what are we going to do with 3 Ps? And then they're like, oh my God.
Guys.
3P.
That's the greatest name for a nightclub ever.
We'll call it 3P and it'll be a super hot nightclub.
That club should have been called Charmed.
Yeah. That would have actually been funny as fuck.
Or Silver.
I would have taken that as well.
The bronze, call it the silver.
I also have accepted that. And then after the 5 episodes of Charmed, right? TNT fucking, as I'm really invested in this season, TNT is like, all right, it's fucking 2. No more Charm. Let's put on Tag with John Hamm.
Oh, really? They played. I didn't know they played.
So then I was like, all right, I'm done watching that, and I was like, all right, let's scroll around. So I'm scrolling through. I learned a lot of stuff today, all right? I learned that a Hallmark Mystery just plays Psych all day long.
Oh, really?
That's something cool. Now,
cool.
If you're like, I want to watch Psych, Hallmark Mysteries, baby. That's what it's got going on over there, you know? I also learned that whatever the fuck Start TV is, never heard of that station, they just constantly play Covert Affairs in 180p.
Awesome. It's a really niche.
It's a really weird scaled look where it's like stretched. It looks like it's in 4:3, but it's also stretched to be in the 4:3 aspect ratio. Everything's really fucking weird looking over there.
It's called Start TV.
Honestly, I feel like I can talk about that show for another 20 minutes. I think I just have to kind of wrap this one up right now and go back to the next show. So that was an abrupt one.